Okay, people of the internet, you don't know that stuff. And today I'm going to be talking about, well, if you didn't hear the song, if you were targeting the song, I'm going to talk about James Bond. No, I'm not like the biggest fan, like I've seen like every movie. I'm not like the biggest fan, like having read the like comic books or books like by Ian Flemings and the other people who have made the books, but the only thing I have seen in other movies. And if like if you like a big Bond film fan, then you know that the movie range from awesome to like decent, or to like awesome to like what the freak was this guy watched for the past 2 hours that I can never get back to. You know, that's like what it kind of felt like. And I know I need better writing than me, but it's what you get when you're watching reviews sometimes. And sometimes I can picture these things, something sticking to my mind, picture up in my mind. Oh, my face, my mind, I can't even call it crap. So, I think I haven't seen any of the non-Eon production films like the 1954 version of Casino Royale, 1957 version of Casino Royale, or Never Say Never Again, which is a remake of Thunderball. And I've never seen those, and I heard they're very, very awful, so I guess I'll skip them, because I have 22 to start with, and what better way than start with Dr.No. The film started 51 years ago. October, whatever day it was, because I don't remember, because I have bad memories. Definitely, I just like looked it up last night thinking about doing this kind of stuff. So, well, to start the film off, it's set in Jamaica, which is beautiful, even though it was a budget of $1 million, which you can obviously tell me. Like, some of the set designs were like, okay, well, it was good, but it wasn't like, the big sets that we come to know Bond from Bond play, like the elaborate villain hideout place, or, the big fancy hotel building in the exotic, like all the exotic locations. Like Jamaica, like Jamaica's like very exotic, but it's not like, the one like in later films. So we start off with three unusual songs, which were written by Monty Norman and John Barry. John Barry is like the famous Bond composer for the 60s, 70s, 80s, for the next 3 decades, a long time. And they make the James Bond thing, make some other thing with some dancing women, and then there's like another thing called the Three Blind Mice. And when we open the film, we are shown three blind men, old, think they're kind of poor, and walking to Jamaica, walking to the town of Jamaica, and they go to this club called the Queen Club, and there's a couple of dudes, playing a game. I have no idea what they're playing. Someone below, tell me what they're playing, please, because I have no clue. This is a better review I am. I have no clue what the hell's going on in the room. Okay, but they play some game, and one of you, John Strangway, who was actually dubbed in the film. Yeah, I never knew that. He was dubbed. Yeah, see, I won't tell us. He was dubbed in the film, and when he's going to go to his car, the three blind men shot him, but they're not blind, they're assassins working for the main villain of this, hour and 50-something minute film, And then we cut to another thing with the white secretary, I think, of the man John Strangway, and they kill her, and they take a file over the bar called Dr.No, and I think it was a very okay way to start the film, like have like them like explain like what like we're gonna talk about for the next hour and 45 minutes. Then we jump to London and we get some useless point people who are there to talk about stuff that I had no idea were important in the film, but I guess they needed the time to, to get some more time. I guess they needed screen time, I guess, for people. Sorry, that was my phone. And then, we cut to a casino cosplay, and they're playing, and we cut to the famous scene of movie history. The scene that defines James Bond. His signature, like, saying Bond, James Bond. And when Sean Connery, yeah, he played James Bond, like, at this time for the first Dr.No film, that it is suave, it's espionage, it's fantastic. Like, every Bond film would say, like, if they had to pick one of these best Bond, James Bond, it would be this, because it's like what you would think of a spy story. It's like the one that, is awesome. That's how great it is. Like, then we go from Ernest Grayson, who plays Sylvia Trench, and him and Sylvia are flirting during like their 5 minutes of screen time when they meet, and they're playing some card games, and she's losing, but she keeps upping the stakes, and like he keeps winning the money, and then he gets like a memo from his boss, played by Bernard Lee in his first outing of the Bond film. And so he leaves and he gives Sylvia his car, and so he goes to my face, and then we have the first flirtatious moment of Bond and Miss Moneypenny, played by Louis Maxwell. And it's that thing like what they're kind of learning to become flirtatious, and then maybe I can yes, and what happened in the past, like you being kind of flirty with each other, like it'll make you want to remember what was their past, so before Dr.No happened. And and that's kind of a signature thing for the Bond films with Miss Monkey and James Bond. They're always so flirtatious with each other, and it kind of speaks to me. Okay, then we have in this film, there's no Desmond Llewellyn. It's some other dudes who I have no idea name was. I think it was Robert something, Robert, and he's playing Q, but they don't call him Q in this film. They call him Major Bethord. Or no, they don't call him Major Bethord. They call him Gadget Master Booster something. It's something. I don't know if they call him Bethord. They call him the Gadget Master or something. It wasn't Q. That's one thing I knew, that it wasn't Q. So, and I don't think they call him Q until Goldfinger Thunderbolt. Goldfinger Thunderbolt, when they start calling him Q. Because they call him Major Bethord in Commercial Love. So they didn't call him Q yet in the next film. And then Bond, then M personality tells Bond that Strangler is dead and that some radio communication stuff has been tangled with, and his secretary was killed also, and he needs to go investigate the murder and that type of bull crap. And so Bond goes back to his apartment, and he has a surprise. There's Ernest Grayson, Sylvia Smith's character, somehow got inside his apartment. Yeah, and she's wearing one of his button-up shirt, and so they ended up getting it on, and then he arrived in Jamaica, and he has a Secret Service spy agent crap stuff, and so he's getting stalked at by this woman with a camera and some dude reading the newspaper. We don't know who he is, or the woman is, and the woman's taking pictures of Bond, and he's trying to hide her face. Then Bond gets and then some red dude tries to trick Bond, get in the car, whenever he calls like the basic like to go up to, and they tell him that they didn't want him to get a ride because they didn't feel they were right for Bond. So like he should walk with that. Yeah, that's what they feel, like a taxi. And so like the man, like the Bond agrees to their car, and so he drives off, and then Bond sees some men following them, and so he tells the driver to like, take like an alternate route. Ugh, I hate talking shit. And so he does, and when he stops, Bond pulls out his famous guns for the first time, the water PPK. Like that mission is like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, his water PPK is like finally shown for the first time ever. It is like okay, but gun was like awesome because it seems like it's like a secret weapon for James Bond. And so he pulls out, and the dude ends up killing himself, and then Bond arrives at the place he's supposed to arrive at, and he meets some other dudes, and many more people, and I am going to stop this review part right now, because it's probably going to take me a long time to do this, so, okay, bye.